Hello, Lake Deaton family. It is Wednesday and we are halfway through Holy Week, and today I kind of teased in the beginning of the email about how the 10 bridesmaids and the illustration that I did at the ladies' luncheon kind of go together. And if you read Matthew 25, the whole chapter, but the very beginning talked about the story of the 10 bridesmaids and how 5 of them were foolish and 5 of them were wise, and that when the bridegroom came, that the 5 had enough oil in their lamps, even though they were late and it was the middle of the night, they still had enough oil. And so at the ladies' luncheon, I talked about how we need to fill our buckets, and that there's lots of things in our lives that put holes in our buckets. And I took out a drill and I drilled holes in our bucket, and I talked about how those things that put holes in our buckets are stress and anxiety, and like right now coronavirus might be putting a lot of holes in your bucket, or family issues, or all sorts of things that put holes in your bucket. And so I talked about that the world puts holes in your bucket, but that we have to also be the people, we ourselves have to fill our buckets. And the more holes we get in the bucket, the faster we need to be putting the good things into our buckets to keep our buckets filled up, kind of like the oil lamps had to stay full. We have to keep our buckets filled up, and the things that fill up our buckets are prayer and Bible reading, being in a small group. I'm so happy that a lot of our small groups are continuing to meet even in this time, and they're not meeting in person, they're meeting via Zoom, so video conferencing, so that's fantastic. So studying the scripture, meeting in small groups, attending worship. So many of you are attending worship online, and that's fabulous. And if you haven't found your way to worship online yet, please email me and I will help you plug in. We're kicking off a YouTube channel this week, and so I can help you find the YouTube channel, because I know some of you don't like Facebook that much, so I can help you find a different place where you can plug in to worship with us. But all of those things help to fill our buckets, and in this time when we're socially isolated from people, it's even more important for us to fill our buckets. And so I encourage you during this waiting time, because that's kind of what we're doing, that you are being very conscientious. Ugh, that was terrible. That you're being very good about filling your buckets and keeping them full, and that you're doing the things that help fill your buckets, because I think right now we might be getting a lot of holes in our buckets because of anxiety. And so make sure you're keeping your buckets full. Make sure you're keeping your lamps full. So that's all I have to say for today. Just a couple days left. I know you're reading a lot in Matthew right now. Keep it up. You're almost to the end. You've done such a good job reading through the book of Matthew. It is long, and it's been a long 40 days. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye.